What I'm about to show you is some trials that we did. One was in 2020, and I didn't realise the significance of it at the time, but it's been the basis of how to successfully grow things down here on the sand dunes at Myalup. My name is Bruce Ivers, and I come from Trees Australia, which is my own little business where I take school kids tree planting. And the whole essence of what we're doing here is to involve the children and to show them that they can make a positive difference to the environment. This project started off when Kath Bishop, who was the Deputy Principal at Ardross Primary School, was approached by 3 Year 6 boys in February 2016.
Some boys rushed up and said, "Oh, there's been terrible fires at Myalup and the black cockatoos are going to have no food source. What can we do? We've got some ideas. Can we plant some gum trees and take them and put them where the fire was?" And we went, "All right, yeah, we can try and do that."
And I made some phone calls and ended up speaking to Samantha Pickering from the Shire of Harvey, who have been a great supporter of ours over the years. And we decided that we would do a pilot project in 2016.
Which was great. But then having started planting trees, we realised that there were lots of opportunities for the kids to follow that on.
And so in 2018 we started planting here. So the site we've got to here has trials from 2019 further up the hill, and the section in front of me is the 2020 trial. Now, what we did here was to plant seedlings and put tree guards around them. When the tree guards got to about 2 years old, they collapsed because they were made of cardboard, and you can see all the seedlings along here died, except where we found a seedling that was hidden behind or protected by another plant. Putting in cardboard guards doesn't work in this site, but if we could grow the protection, we could use nature to actually grow our guards.
So we've got data going back to 2019 now, and it's got things with and without fertilizer, with 3 different kinds of covers. They always have the control, so they really understand what's going on.
This area is the 2022 trial behind me. This edge row is the scavola with fertilizer, but we planted the fertilizer underneath the root system. And what it's done is to kill most of the plants. This is Ficcinia nodosa with the tablet planted next to the seedling at the time of planting.
You know, they have that kid's instinct. When something's important, it has to be right. Apart from the time they forgot to put the fertiliser pellets in. But that was a good mistake. You know, that was actually a good mistake.
There was a lot going on. There were kids going everywhere. Oriel was looking after them. I was trying to sort of keep the logistics all going. Kids had planted this row of seedlings without putting any fertiliser in with them. To make sure this we didn't waste this, what we did was to plant the fertiliser tablets alongside the seedling, about 100 mils out from it. Most of the seedlings are still there. So what you can see between the excellent growth up there and the patchy growth up this one is the difference that the fertiliser makes. I have never had anything on a trial site that has made this much difference in so short a time. This is one of the big lessons, the big learnings, is that we can actually get fertiliser to do that. If we put this together, we can grow the seedlings in these very bare sands, and we can protect plants with these. Then this is the key to being successful on this site, to planting a biodiverse environment.
The students feel empowered, and they feel empowered because they're out here doing things, and it becomes part of their nature rather than something they do on a one-off, because we do it across a period of time. So to get a trial really solid, that trial needs to be conducted over 5 or so years, and that's what we've been doing.
And we've taken the information from the 2023 and 24 trials, and we're applying it to a site I call the North Hill, right up the north end, and it's working up there. So before we came here, up to my left was bald. There was no vegetation on it at all. We chose the rush that you can see here, Ficcinia nodosa, or knotted club rush, as the coloniser species. But what we noticed almost within 12 months was that the plants that were here were slowing the wind speed down and the sand was dropping on the ground here, whereas before it was just an eroding site. Last year we started planting other species in amongst this, and you can see some pigface, and they have just taken off. This is the start of what I want to try and achieve here, to bring biodiversity back into this site.
Without that data going forward, without it sending us forward, you may not have successful planting. No successful planting means it's a waste of time. So it's your data that informs and your data that leads us forward.
This project has been my dream. I wanted to give kids the opportunity to be inspired that they can do something about the environment.
So when I did my story on this, Bruce had just planted his 500,000th plant, so it was 500,000 native plants planted by a community stalwart doing really cool stuff, and it was just something that was really interesting and really cool. And from my perspective, I like looking at stories that are, positive and local and about people actually doing good stuff, and I can't really think of a better project than this. It's just good giving attention to people who do good things and deserve that kind of praise for doing something cool like this.
All the way through this, I've been supported by some amazing people, particularly the school teachers like Kath and Oriel. Along with me at Trees Australia, we've had a number of organisations who've supported us. Firstly, the Shire of Harvey, the Myalup Community Association, Ardross Primary School have been in on this project from the word go, and the Melville Rotary Club have been a big funder. So working with these organisations together is a clear example of collective impact, how we brought people from a whole lot of different walks of life or different organisations together, and we've managed to do something great for the environment and great for the kids.
What I love about the successes in this is that kids who were really worried about the world that they were coming into got the opportunity to feel that they were doing something and making a difference.
Involving the children in projects like this enables us all to win, from all different sides, from the people who funded this, people who've supported it, the local community. It's really fabulous. This site is an exciting example of what we can do. The example that you can see here could be extended over most of the bare sand that is along this coastline. I think we've got to accept that if we're doing this revegetation, we have to have a long-term view. And the best thing to do is to start now.